Uh, Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Ndate Chauke. Good morning, Advocate Maema.
Good morning, Chairperson.
It looks a bit dark from my right side. Is it done deliberately? To avoid a glare on that computer. Advocate Maema, you are still under oath.
That is correct, Chairperson. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Advocate Ngcukaitobi.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Good morning, Advocate Maema.
Good morning, sir.
Could I ask you to go back to the bundle on annexure bundle, page 1A, 172. That's where we stopped yesterday.
Bundle is it?
It's the annexures to the witness statement. Is it file what? Yes, so if you are with the annexures to your witness statement, 1A, 172.
One A, 172.
Yes, Madam Chair.
Thank you.
I'm there,
You
Chairperson.
have it, yes. Now, just to recall, this is the answering affidavit of Major General Boyson in the application brought by Mr. Bongani Mkhize for an interdict inter alia that he may not be killed by the police, correct?
That is correct, Chairperson.
Now, in this section, he deals with another instance, which is the killing of Kopolo Tanduli and Nkosinathi Mthembu.
That is correct, Chairperson.
Yes. Was that one of the cases you looked into?
Indeed, Chairperson, it was one of the cases.
Now, at paragraph 34, what does he say?
Paragraph 34, it refers to add paragraph 32. Information was received that implicated Ntuli and Mthembu in taxi violence-related incidents. On 18 September 2008, as a result of that information, members of the South African Police Service attempted to arrest Ntuli and Mthembu. The police were fired upon and had to return fire. As a result of both Ntuli and Mthembu were killed.
Yes, if you can just stop there for now. Just to recap the description that he gives, which is it's in the course of arresting them that they are fired upon. Do you see that?
That is so, Chairperson.
Yes. And then they return fire because that's how they got killed. Is that correct?
That is what the paragraph says.
Yes. All right. Can you continue then?
Their firearms AZ-88 and CZ-75 were recovered from the scene. I accordingly deny the allegations contained in paragraph 32 to the extent that it differs from what I say herein.
Yes. Now, if you look at the actual paragraph that he is responding to, which is contained at paragraph 32, at file 1, the black file, on your right. File 1.
What page?
Page 60. Can you see paragraph 32 at the bottom?
That is correct, Chairperson.
Okay, so how is the incident described there by the applicant?
Paragraph 32, Kopolota Ntuli and Nkosinathi Mthembu's Kopolota Ntuli and Nkosinathi Mthembu, whose names were also on the list, were killed by members of the South African Police Service at Mandeni, whilst at Kopolota's fiancé's homestay, also under questionable circumstances. Prior to the killing of Kopolota and Mthembu, the attorney representing the association had offered to surrender any member of the association suspected of murder of Superintendent Kolmo, should they be sought. I annex here to Mark E, a letter dated 5 September 2008, and refer this Honorable Court specifically to paragraph 18 and 19 thereof. Despite this offer, the South African Police Service proceeded to shoot and kill 2 individuals, once again, in circumstances that lead me to believe the correctness of the information referred to above. Once again, the police version is that they acted in self-defense.
Yes. So according to the allegation, they were killed at the house of the fiancé of Kopolota Ntuli, Mr. Kopolota Ntuli.
That is correct,
Yes.
Chairperson.
And it's one of the names that were given in the letter of the 5th of September 2008.
That is correct, Chairperson.
Now, if you then go back to General Boysen, who says, actually, we were trying to effect an arrest, and in the course of that, we were shot at and shot back. Is that accurate?
That is very, very inaccurate.
Yes. Now, I want to take you then to the contents of the docket to do an analysis of this. So in your statement, this is the case of Mandini. If you can go back to your statement at paragraph 113. Oh, it's page 1-34. So why don't I
I'm there, Chairperson.
Paragraph 113. Is that the same case, the case of Mandini, case 7609-2009, Nzameni Ntuli, Kopolota, and Nkosinathi Mthembu?
That is correct, Chairperson.
Yes. Now, based on what you say in those paragraphs, 113 to 119, what actually happened at this scene?
Chairperson, I deal with it from paragraph 115.
Yes.
I skip 113 that talks about the charges and 114 that talks about who the accused persons were.
Correct.
Now, 115, on 18 September 2008, the deceased were found lying in a house at Mandini after being shot at by the accused. It is alleged that Stoltz, accused 3, and Mostert, accused 4, discharged their firearms in self-defense against the purported attack with firearms launched by the deceased. The ballistic reconstruction indicates that they were shot whilst lying down. The firearms that were found placed close to their bodies could not match the cartridges on the scene. 118, the ballistic crime.
So if you could just stop there when you say the firearms recovered at the scene could not match the cartridges.
Yes.
So when General Boysen says we were trying to arrest them and they shot at us, how does that reconcile with that fact you've just mentioned?
Well, firearms were placed at that scene to create that threat impression that the deceased would have been posing a threat to their lives.
All right, carry on.
The ballistic crime scene reconstruction report dispels the notion or version that the prosecution team was wrong to conclude that the firearms, the aforesaid firearms, were planted. The 2 deceased members were members of the KwaMaphumulo Taxi Association. I attach the forensic statements of Jacobus Style, marked as GSM 17.
Yes, now, thank you. If you just stop there, I want to take you through to GSM 17. which you will find at 1A 270. So you will find that at 1A 265.
I am there, Chairperson.
Yes, and the first few pages are just a CV up until 1A 271.
I am there, Chairperson.
And the actual analysis of the scene is at 1A 271 under statement. Correct?
That is correct, Chairperson.
Yes.
Shouldn't you place on record what GSM 17 is?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Can you please explain what document are we looking at?
The document that I'm looking at is a forensic analysis report compiled by Jacobo Steil, who is a ballistic expert in the employ of the South African Police Service.
Yes. Was it a piece of evidence you had enlisted in the course of the prosecution?
That is correct, Chairperson.
Yes. And this specific report, had you considered it before?
Yes, we did. We did consider it in the analysis of the evidence.
Yes. And Mr. Steele, last week you testified, was also scheduled to be one of your witnesses.
That is one of the witnesses to be called in the trial if it had proceeded.
Yes. Well, the trial was going to proceed. There was no if about it. Wasn't that so?
Well, the if is it was derailed because the national director had more powers than we have.
Yes, now I understand. I'm saying when you say if it had proceeded, it's making it sound like you had doubts that it would proceed.
Not at all,
Yes.
no.
Okay. Thank you. If you then go to 1A 271 under statement.
I'm there, Chairperson.
Yes. Now, under paragraph 6, he does a scene investigation and explains the layout of the house.
That is correct.
Yes. And attaches certain color pictures from paragraph 1A 272.
That is correct, Chairperson.
Yes. And under paragraph 3 shows a bedroom. Well, you can tell us what we see there.
At
6.
Of the, Madam Chair,
271.
no,
Scene investigation.
oh yes, it's under paragraph 6, and then these are sub-paras. Yes, Madam Chair, yes, sorry. These others are sub-paragraphs, so they should be 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, yes. I
That is
see.
correct.
And then paragraph 5, sub-paragraph 5, 1A 273, can you just read out that?
The one that starts with Miss Gabi.
Ms. Gabi, yes.
Miss Gabi handed me a fragment bullet that she retrieved from the carpet during the cleaning process.
And then can you continue?
The bullet fragment is a 5.56 caliber bullet, which was damaged on the base section and could have created some shrapnel leaving the side of impact. See sketch impact mark B in the photographs below.
Yes, just to spend a second on that 5.56 caliber bullet. We looked at them last week, and what did we discover? Which firearms are they associated with?
5.56 are associated with high velocity rifles,
Yes.
such as an R5.
And who is the official user of an R5?
It's the South African Police Service members.
Yes. Now, then the same you see in a different spot in that same page, subparagraph 7.
Before you go to paragraph 7, shouldn't we go back to the answering affidavit where Major General Boysons refers to what appears to be the firearms that were used. If my recollection is correct, I can't remember which paragraph now. Let me look.
It's paragraph 34.
Yes,
Yes,
paragraph 34. May
Yes.
we go back there?
that's 1A 172.
170, indeed, indeed. Reference is made there, paragraph 34, to the firearms. If you look at the fourth line of that paragraph, the firearms AZ88 and AZCZ75. Do you know what kind of firearms those were?
The firearm Z88 is a pistol that is usually used by the South African Police Service, as well as a CZ75.
Yes. Are they linked to the 5.66 bullet, or it's called caliber bullet?
No, they are not. In my view, that bullet is used in a rifle,
Yes.
not in a pistol.
Yes. We call it a high velocity.
In a high velocity rifle.
Yes. Thank you. We see two more of these 5.56 caliber fired bullets at 1A273 subparagraph 7 at the bottom of that page. Can you read that out?
That is correct, Chairperson.
So just read that out.
Paragraph 6.7, there were two 5mm diameter holes in the curtain behind the bed at 1,9 and 2 meters from the ground, which is consistent with a 5.56 caliber fired bullet. These two gunshots broke the window and exited the room. See sketch plan trajectories 3 and 4.
Yes. Thank you. Now, if you skip those up until skip the following page to 1A275, now to look at the bodies themselves, we know the bullets that are recovered on the scene are the 5.56 high velocity bullets.
That is correct, Chairperson.
Then when the description of the wounds that are found on the deceased is at paragraph 8 under the heading post-mortem reports, starting with Johannes Nduli Mzamani. What does it say there?
Starting with the body of Kopolota.
Yes.
The post-mortem was conducted by Dr. NZ Kumalo in Eshowe. The deceased sustained multiple gunshot wounds and is the same individual as shown in the LCRC photo album as the deceased with the striped orange shirt.
Yes. Then the next paragraph.
Where are you reading from now?
Under paragraph 8, page 1A275, Madam Chair.
1A275.
275, yes. Paragraph 8.
Yes, thank you.
At the beginning, Chairperson, I said the deceased Mzamani, Johannes Ntuli, death register 347/2008. Post-mortem was conducted by Dr. NZ Khumalo in Eshowe. The deceased sustained multiple gunshot wounds and is the same individual as shown in the LCRC photo album as the deceased with a striped orange shirt.
Yes, continue reading. The next paragraph is the most important.
The deceased sustained an entrance wound on the right back of the head with an associated exit wound above the left ear.
So if you just stop there, you remember that Major General Boyson said these people were being arrested when they were shot. It was in the course of effecting an arrest.
That is correct, James.
Now we see the description say he's actually shot in the back. How does that reconcile?
It is incompatible with somebody being arrested, because you expect when you arrest somebody to be facing you, not with your back towards you.
Yes. All right, carry on.
This wound is upward
This wound
right.
track. This
I'm
wound
sorry,
track.
Chairman.
There's a word you've skipped.
Oh, I'm sorry. This wound track is upward and right to left. There is a further entrance wound on the left upper back. This wound track appears to be forward towards the right.
So just stop there. Now this is the second bullet wound. The first one is in the head at the back. The second is on the back. Correct?
On the left upper back.
Yes.
Yes.
That's here. All right, carry on.
This wound track appears to be forward and to the right. There appears to be multiple exit wounds on the left front upper chest. There also appears to be an entrance wound in the left front upper chest. It seems the deceased sustained at least 3 gunshot wounds. There is no description of the appearance of the wounds. There is tremendous lack of information concerning the wound tracks and individual connections between entrance and exit wounds.
Yes, and then Mr. Mtembu is the next person that was killed in that scene in Mandin
That is correct.
on that fateful night. What happened to him, according to the description here?
With regards to the body of Mr. Mtembu, the post-mortem was conducted by Dr. NZ Khumalo in Eshowe. The deceased sustained multiple gunshot wounds and is the same individual as shown in LCRC photo album, and the deceased with a white vest and a beige flannel jacket.
On the following page.
The deceased sustained 2 entrance wounds on the right upper chest. It appears that one had an upward trajectory and exited on the left back behind the neck. The second one exited on the right flank.
Then carry on.
There are further 3 entrance wounds underneath the right arm, whereby one exited on the left flank area. 2 deformed metal copper jacket bullets were retrieved from the armpit and the left upper arm, whereby the general trajectory is horizontal from right to left.
Yes, now, this is the thing with this one, is that there are 3 wounds under the right arm that seems that he was shot on the side.
That is correct.
And how are you shot on the side when you are trying to shoot at the police?
It just shows that it is incompatible with somebody who will be firing at the police, who will then be facing the police straight on.
Yes. So on this, one is shot at the back 3 times, the other is shot on the side 3 times, with both of them with high velocity bullets.
That is correct.
Now, we also have the pictures. Yes, thank you.
With regard to the shooting, or the injury sustained on the right arm, you suggest that one cannot be shot on the right underarm if you are facing the police, correct?
That is correct, Chair.
What if there were several police officers, some in the front, some on the left, some on the right? Is that not possible?
It is possible, Chair, if there are more than if there is more than one police officer that you are facing, or that you're dealing with.
What is the position here?
Well, it is possible if the police are approaching from different directions, that one might be slightly on your right.
What is the position here? Were there many police officers that approached this suspect?
Chairperson, it was in the house, so it would have been a confined space, and they would be coming from more or less a restricted same vicinity. I wouldn't have expected it to be people approaching from a distance apart from one another.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. There is also a photo there at 1A 276 in the report of Mr. Stale of two deceased bodies. Well, let me not say deceased, lying down at the bottom of that page. Can you see it?
I can see that, Chairperson.
Yes. Now, they are described by reference to the clothes that they are wearing. So, Mr. Mtembu is described as wearing a white vest and a beige flannel jacket. So we can see in the photo 1A 276 that there is in fact a body there of someone with a beige jacket and a white shirt under the letter U, correct?
That is correct, Chairperson.
And then Mr. Kopolot Nduli is described as wearing a striped orange shirt. Now we can see there is someone, I would have called it red, but I understand those who call it orange, but it's a orange shirt with stripes.
That is correct, Chairperson.
With the letter C on them.
There are two letters, a C and an R. R towards the orange T-shirt, on top of the orange T-shirt.
Oh yes, you're correct. Yes, I didn't notice the R. Yes. Now, I'm just looking at the position in which they were found when they were photographed, and asking myself, how on earth were these people posing a threat to the police if this is the position they were found at?
Well, the evidence at our disposal was their position dispelled the myth that they posed any danger towards the police.
Yes. And I'm also looking at the space itself. You said it was a confined space, that it was impossible that this police could have been coming from different angles because it was inside a house.
You can see it's inside
It's actually inside a bedroom.
The bedroom, because there's a bed nearby, yes.
Yes. Yes, so the statement concludes at 1A 279. That's the statement of your expert. And then I just wanted to go back then to Mr. Boysen. Did he lie under oath here?
He definitely did.
Yes. Then I want to move on to the next incident that he describes. If you go back to Mr. Boysen's answering affidavit, which is in file 1, page 80.
lie under oath here, you are referring to his statement with regard to paragraph 34.
Yes, in the statement made at paragraph 34, page 8 of file 1, did he lie under oath there?
That is correct, Chair.
Yes. And then the next statement that he makes is at paragraph 35, which is the same page 80, but he's now describing the Mkize incident. Again, all of it from personal knowledge. Because does he attach any affidavit from any of the shooters?
Chairperson, you said paragraph 35.
Yes, both in 34 and 35. Does he attach any confirmatory affidavits from any of the shooters?
No, there are no.
Yes, so this is all from personal knowledge.
Yes.
Oh, shootist. Okay. Yes. Isn't there another operative word which is killers? Thank you. Thank you, Advocate Baloimer. Does he attach any confirmatory affidavit from the shootists?
No, Chairperson.
All right, thank you.
He doesn't.
So we can take it this is from personal knowledge.
That is correct.
He can come here and explain how he gained the personal knowledge.
That is correct.
Yes.
Chairperson.
Now, in paragraph 35, he deals with Mkize. Now, this is the last of the 5 instances that he has personal knowledge of. What does he say there?
Paragraph 35.
Yes.
Of the people whose names are mentioned on the list.
No.
I'm
Mr.
reading-
Poisons.
I'm reading.
Paragraph 35, at paragraph 33.
The answering affidavit of Major General Boysons.
Yes, at page 80.
I am there, Chairperson.
Just read what he says.
At paragraph 33, Mkize was arrested on 18 October 2008 in Pietermaritzburg. He was attending a funeral at the time. He was transported to Scottburg for questioning. After questioning, during which he agreed to effect a pointing out, he was again transported for that purpose. Whilst in the vehicle, he attempted to overcome the driver and was shot in the process. This was in self-defense. I accordingly deny the allegations contained in paragraph 33, where they are at odds with what I say here.
Yes. Now, that is a response to the allegations in that same document that you have, page 61.
That is correct, Chair.
Paragraph 30. Can you just read out what he is responding to? What they say, Mr. Mkize says happened, Mr. Bongani Mkize say happened to Mr. Duduza Mkize.
He deals with it on paragraph 33. On Saturday, the 18th October 2008, Mdu Mkize, who was a member of my association, was arrested at a funeral service at Kwamapumulo by members of the South African Police Service. He was handcuffed and led away, and we later heard that he was killed. I annex here to Mark F. a copy of the Daily Sun newspaper article wherein his death is being mentioned. Whilst Mdu Mkize's name was not on the list mentioned by Moses Dlamini, I've been privy to information that he was also being sought for elimination by the police.
Yes, if you just stop there. The one thing about this is that this is a man that is handcuffed, that the last time the eyewitnesses say.
You left us behind. Where was he reading?
Oh, he was reading at file 1, page 61, paragraph 33, the cross-examination bundle.
Left us at page 80.
Oh, sorry, I apologize. Perhaps let's just take one step back. It's in the same bundle at page 61, paragraph 33, and I'm Mkize. Thank you. Perhaps you should just read
go
again,
over it-
yes, the
over it
entire
again.
paragraph, yes.
Yes. Mkize. On Saturday, 18 October 2008, Mkize, who was a member of my association, was arrested at the funeral service at Kwamopomolo by members of the South African Police Service. He was handcuffed and led away, and we later heard that he was killed. I annex here to marked F a copy of the Daily Sun newspaper article wherein his death is being mentioned. Whilst Mkize's name was not on the list mentioned by Moses Lamini, I have been privy to information that he was also being sought for elimination by police.
Yes. Now, this is a man, according to the eyewitnesses, he was last seen in handcuffs. Correct?
That is correct.
Yes. Now, how is a man in handcuffs a danger to the police?
Cannot be, because he has already been brought to under control by being handcuffed.
Yes. Now, if you then go back to that page 80 of that same bundle and look again at the version of Major General Boyson.
Now he deals with this paragraph 33 and his paragraph 35.
Yes, but the way he describes it, he agrees that the man was arrested, which would be the same as the eyewitnesses who saw him being handcuffed, but he doesn't deny that he was handcuffed. Do you see that?
No, he doesn't seem to dispute that he was handcuffed.
Yes. But then what he says happened is that after questioning, during which he agreed to effect a pointing out, he was again transported for that purpose. Whilst in the vehicle, he attempted to overcome the driver and was shot in the process. Now, even on his own version, this man never threatened to shoot the police.
That is so, Chairperson.
Didn't pull out a firearm, nothing.
He just talks about attempting to overcome the tribe.
Yes. And it's because he was attempting to overcome the vehicle in front of him, according to his own version. And then they say he was shot in the process.
Self-defense, yes.
Yes. Now, how does this fit in with the self-defense?
It doesn't at all fit in with self-defense.
Yes. Yes. Because the next sentence, it says this was in self-defense.
Yes.
Yes.
It doesn't fit with self-defense at all.
Yes. Now, your statement takes us to your own statement, which is when it deals with this particular incident at 1/36, which is Umkomas. CAS 235/10/2008.
Is it 1-36?
Yes. Paragraph 120, if it makes it easier that way.
I am there, Chairperson.
Yes. And there you deal extensively with this incident. Can you just set it out in your own words?
On paragraph 120 deals with the charges, 121 with the accused. I deal with it on paragraph 122.
Yes, carry on.
On 18 October 2008, the deceased was found slumped with his body halfway out of the vehicle in the backseat of a Mazda Etude on the N2 freeway in the direction of Kwamakuta, and the deceased was handcuffed. The deceased was arrested in Pietermaritzburg on the day of the shooting on suspicion of involvement in the killing of Sup Kongo. The deceased was being transported by Nkabinde, accused 17, and Nico Kraus, accused 18, to Scottburg, where the deceased indicated his willingness to point out another suspect in the name of Nati Kumalo. Before the vehicle left Pietermaritzburg, the deceased, who had his hands cuffed behind his back, requested that his hands be cuffed in front, as it would be uncomfortable to sit in the vehicle with his hands cuffed behind his back. Kraus acquiesced to his request. When the vehicle left, Kraus was driving. Nkabinde was seated in the front passenger seat, and the deceased was seated in the back. The police alleged that whilst en route, the deceased attempted to strangle Kraus with handcuffs by putting the handcuffs over Kraus' head from the back and pulling him against the seat with his cuffs on his throat, and that the deceased tried to disarm Kraus.
Yes, now if you can just stop here. We've just looked at the version of Major General Boysen, correct, who says that what happened is that he tried to overtake the car in front of him, and that's why he was shot.
Yes.
Now, would the police give a different version about why he was shot, which is what you've just read?
Say again, Kansa.
I'm saying the police who shot him give a different version
Give a different version,
of
yes.
why he was shot.
Yes, yes.
Now, what do you make of that?
Their version on the when you compare it with the how it is described, it's their version is highly unlikely.
Yes, but I mean, it's either Major General Boysen is lying or the police are lying.
That is correct, Chairperson.
Yes.
Major
But-
General Boysen said that the deceased was trying to overcome the driver. Is that not consistent with that version?
Chairperson, it is it just overcome the driver.
Perhaps by doing exactly what is being described at 120, paragraph 126?
It could be, although he doesn't specifically say how the driver.
Yes, indeed.
Yes, yes.
But you are explaining it there.
Yes, yes.
This
Yes.
is what the police said.
Oh, yes, yes.
Yes.
You get what I'm saying?
Yes, because when you're sitting at the back and you're cuffed and you try to get your cuffed hands over the seat to the driver and pull the driver towards, it could be a way of overcoming the driver from the back.
Yes, that's what I'm
Yes.
saying.
Yes. Yes.
Council?
Yes, thank you, Madam Chair. Yes.
As a follow-up, and I get what my sister is saying, and it makes sense. But what does not make sense to me is taking it further, because this person is cuffed, and as the description here is of someone trying to what do you call it, to overcome him by strangling him with the cuffs, which are both on his wrists.
That is
Now, what I do not understand is the latter part of line 4 at paragraph 126 that starts with throat, and that the deceased tried to disarm Kraus. maybe my mind is not clear enough to imagine how he could possibly want to disarm him with his wrist handcuffed, and maybe let's say he succeeded to put them over Krau's head. So how would he disarm him? If one would understand if the main aim was to have the car overturn or push it out of the road, because this is the driver that we're
That
talking
is correct,
about.
yes.
But disarming him, it's a bit confusing for me.
Whilst at the same time
Strangling.
strangling him towards, pulling him towards the car. The two actions are not compatible at the same time, because you can't get your arms over the head and strangle the person towards the seat of the car, and at the same time, which hand are you going to use then to disarm, because now you are handcuffed.
Yes. Well, I think
Before that, Council, I'm sorry.
yes.
On the point made by my sister that the deceased tried to disarm Kraus, this is your statement.
That is correct.
From which statement did you deduct this averment?
From Chairperson, it was from what was explained to us in relation to the photographs that we saw. What was explained as how the scene unfolded as the vehicle was moving.
No, I suppose the question is, are these the statements in the docket
These
that
are the
was
statements
given?
in the
by-
docket,
yes,
yes.
that's really the question. Yeah.
The statements in the statements of witnesses in the dockets.
Do you remember whose statement?
Chairperson, it is a statement of because there was a driver and a passenger in the car, as well as the person who was with the deceased at the back. I cannot remember their names.
Okay.
Did Nkabinde make any statement? Did Nkabinde make any
Nkabinde
statement?
also made a statement, yes.
Could it be from his statement?
It could be from him as well, yes.
Council, if you can maybe ask one of your juniors to look for those statements from which Advocate Maema summarized these averments. He was not there, so he must have taken this from somewhere.
Yes, that's correct, Madam Chair. There is one at UK 0039. I don't know. Well, so, anyway, I won't
Julia
repeat what
is-
Mr.
is
I won't
not
repeat what
talking
he said.
about me.
Yes, I won't repeat what he said. So,
What is he saying? Council can repeat that. I see he's looking at me.
no, it says the panel should have its copies. So that's why I didn't want to repeat it. So, but if you insist I repeat it.
Junior Council, you are here to assist us. We are not here to make a case for you.
Madam Chair, there is UK 0040. UK. Sorry, no, that's not what it says. Yes, 0039.
UK 0039.
Oh, I see. Okay. Apparently, what had happened, an arrangement was made with one of the researchers.
We're crowded with so many. You can see behind us there's no space. Those dockets, copies of the dockets, are kept elsewhere in the venue, so they've gone to collect them for us. But we
Yes.
note that those statements may be in UK 0039, Advocate
Or
Mokgadi.
they've actually just been put on the screen.
It will be great.
Yes.
Yes. Thank you very much.
I think I saw the allegations. If you go to page 0041. Well, firstly, whose statement is that? Let's just get that clear. Can you look at the beginning of the statement? Yes. Who's
This
that?
is a statement of Nico Kraus.
And who is he in relation to this incident?
He is one of the cattlemen.
No, but in relation to this incident.
He is the official who was
Was he not the driver?
yes, he was the driver. I'm
Yes.
saying he was the official who was transporting the detainee.
Yes, thank you very much. And then the way he describes the incident is, I can just find that page. No, it's later. No, it's earlier. Okay, yeah. Yes, it starts with as we on page 0041. Yes, that paragraph that starts with as we approached.
As we approached Umini Ultra City northbound, the suspect suddenly grabbed me from behind and pulled me across to Inspector Nkabine's position. Whilst doing this, he was trying to remove my pistol from my chest, webbing holster. I held onto my firearm whilst trying to steer the vehicle. The vehicle started swerving all over the road, and I momentarily lost control of the vehicle. I was trying to hold my firearm and trying to pull free whilst trying to steer the vehicle to prevent us from leaving the road. During our struggle, Inspector Nkabinde was trying to assist me, and he and the suspect were shouting at each other in isiZulu. Inspector Nkabinde was also trying to free the suspect grip on me. Suddenly, there was a gunshot, and the suspect let go of his grip around my neck, and I managed to free myself and steer the vehicle away from going down an embankment and brought the vehicle to a stop. I jumped out of the vehicle and drew my firearm and shouted at the suspect to get out of the vehicle, but he did not respond. I opened the door and realized the suspect had been shot and was bleeding. Sup Nyuswa, who was following us, had also stopped and summoned an ambulance services and took control of the scene. The suspect died on the scene and was still handcuffed. I sustained injuries on my throat and neck. If Inspector Nkabinde did not fire and shoot the suspect, we would have overturned the official vehicle and either be seriously injured or killed. If the suspect had managed to remove my firearm from my chest webbing, he would have shot and killed Inspector Nkabinde and myself, and possibly the other members in the convoy. While the suspect was in my custody, he was not assaulted or threatened or influenced by members in my company. I reserve the right to add to my statement at any time. I know and understand the contents of the statement. I have no objection in taking the prescribed oath. I consider the prescribed oath to be binding on my conscience.
Yes.
For deception, Captain and Kraus.
Thank you. Is that the summary you attempted to give in your statement?
That is correct, yes.
Now, do you know the picture tells 1,000 tales? In your statement, you refer to GSM 18, which is 1A 280.
1A. One 8280.
1A280, yes, correct. The red marking should be GSM 18.
That is correct.
Now, what are we looking at there?
We're looking at the depiction of the vehicle in which they were traveling,
In which who was traveling?
in which the deceased as well as Nico Kraus was traveling.
Yes. Now, it says on the right the Umkomas, case 235/10/2008. Is this the same case?
This is the same case, Chairperson.
Yes. Now, that vehicle, I think it was described somewhere as is it a Mazda? Yes. In the statement by Nico Kraus, the statement you've just read.
That is correct.
Now, when you look at that vehicle, you see a deceased body coming out of the left side of the back, correct?
That is correct, Chair.
Whose body is that?
That is the body of the deceased.
Yes. We then
Mr. Mkhize.
That is correct.
Mr. Mduduzi Mkhize. Then it's much clearer in the following page, 1A281. Correct?
That is correct, Chair.
And then in 1A282, he's now been taken out of the car, and we can see the cuffs.
On the arms, yes, Chairperson.
Now, what I couldn't follow with this and the explanation of the police is that the man appears to have been sitting on the left side of the car. If you look at 1A281,
That is correct, Chair.
as well as 1A280.
That is correct, Chair.
Now, I couldn't make any sense of a man sitting on the left side of the car, grabbing a driver on the right side of the car.
The right car of the car would actually be further than the front, which is just in front of it. So it would be more difficult and much more further to reach and get to the position of the driver when you are in a seated position on the left passenger side.
Yes.
A handcuffed man.
The handcuffed hands would find it more difficult to reach out at the driver.
Yes. And at the same time, I mean, he's sitting on the left, the driver is on the right. He's not only trying to strangulate, according to them, not only trying to strangulate the driver, he's also trying to take out a firearm from the driver.
That is correct.
But he's doing all of that from the left.
That sounds very, very impossible.
Yes. But what is also apparent at 1A281 is that he himself has already been handcuffed. I mean, what is the reason why a suspect is handcuffed?
To bring him under control and to restrict his movements.
Yes. So he is already under control,
Yes.
but they still shoot him.
That is just cruelty. It's they could have used other methods to restrain if there was any conduct of this nature, other than shooting.
Yes.
Maybe before you finish off on the question of the position at which the deceased seems to have been sitting, maybe at the time of shooting or so, looking at the picture and seeing that maybe let me ask the first question first. The first one is, do you agree that that person's head seems to be the only part of the body that is hanging
Outside the
outside?
vehicle.
Yes.
Yes, yes.
Now, taking that into consideration and looking at the picture, can you conclusively say that this person was sitting on the left-hand side of the vehicle?
It appears not to be completely on the left-hand side, because when you look at the torso and just the head protruding, you can see that it is not completely on the left. It could be perhaps closer towards the center, but more towards the left.
Your conclusion is that this person could have been sitting on the center and more to the left.
That is correct.
And that would say, in your opinion, this person could not have been sitting on the right-hand side.
No,
of
not
the
on
vehicle.
the right hand side. at
Thank
all.
you.
That is correct.
Yes. Thank
Sorry,
you.
before you proceed, but maybe in all fairness to the deponent to the statement, Nico Kraus, at page, well, it's not, the paragraphs are not numbered. In the third page, the second paragraph, he states it clearly that the suspect, he gives you a picture of how they were sitting in the car. He said, I was the driver of the official motor vehicle, and then he gives the description, and Inspector Nkabinde was seated in the left front passenger seat with the suspect seated behind me.
Yeah.
So I think if you can fly the picture again, I think to a large extent, it explains, if you look at next to his right shoulder, you will see the back of the other seat, meaning his torso, his buttocks are more on the other seat, and he has fallen onto the other seat. So it is possible that he was sitting behind the driver, and when he fell towards the left. Am I correct? Is my direction correct?
Yes. Yes. We hear.
Yeah. So I'm saying, in all fairness to the deponent of this affidavit, we should maybe assume in his favor, given that he says this person was sitting behind me. Thank you.
Yes. No, I think Mr. Mayama, Isn't that the point you were making, that that statement itself could be a falsehood?
That is correct, because if the head were, if the person was completely behind the driver on the right hand side, I wouldn't have expected the head to protrude out of the car. The mere perhaps what quickly attract our attention as prosecutor was that the head is outside of the left side of the car, so we just immediately thought he was sitting on the left hand side, which is definitely not so. One can see the picture displays it much more. If one looks at the seat which is just in front of his torso, one can see that the back part is not behind the seat, but is more towards the seat of the driver.
Yes.
But what we did was when we see the torso protruding from the body, we just simply thought, well, he was sitting on the left hand side. But now that I see where the bum part of the torso is, I can see that he was not completely on the left hand side of the seat.
Yes. I mean, you addressed this when you were dealing with the question from Madam Ramachakha, that it could, at best for them, be somewhere towards the middle.
That is correct.
Yes. But to say that you are sitting behind the driver seems to be
a bit far-fetched.
Yes.
I may just come in here to say that question that I asked, or the series of questions that I asked, were informed by the position that appears to have been the position in which the deceased was lying prior to shooting. But I think it's a matter of evidence, and it cannot be settled now in this questioning. It will get settled later when the evidence is being evaluated. Otherwise, we'll be stuck on the question, yes. My understanding, your understanding, their understanding. Thank you.
Thank you.
But let's test the correctness of this averment further. Because even assuming the statement of Mr. Krause is correct, the point made by Major General Boyson is that these people acted in self-defense. Now we have 2 police officers in the vehicle.
That is correct.
Both are armed.
That is correct, Chair.
They are transporting a handcuffed man who is sitting at the back of the motor vehicle.
That is correct, Chair.
The allegation is that this passenger was trying to overcome the driver in the presence of a police officer sitting in the same car, armed. Correct?
That is correct, Chair.
How possible is it that this handcuffed passenger sitting at the back could have attacked 2 police officers who were armed in the vehicle, and they acted in self-defense? Because remember,
yes,
there is no allegation that this passenger was armed. Am I correct?
The handcuffed man?
Yes.
No.
So the question of the police officers having acted in self-defense, as Major General Boyson seems to suggest, is devoid of credence. Am I correct?
Indeed, Chairperson, it is devoid of any truth, yes.
That is, apart from what Mr. Krause says, but
yes,
if you just look at the entirety of these averments.
And the probabilities, Chairperson.
Yes.
A man who is restrained, who's at the back, in the presence of two police officers, what are the chances that he would take his chances? Let's say the driver's focus would be on the driving, but here's a passenger of the driver armed. What are the probabilities that he would take a chance like that? My view is it is highly unlikely that he would take that chance, considering that it's Ketomena police who are armed that are transporting him.
Yes, well,
You earlier on said that in terms of the Criminal Procedure Act, Section 49, you said
Yes, Chairperson.
the police officers can, in circumstances where they have to act in self-defense, they are protected by the law in that regard.
That is correct, Chairperson.
And according to you, that provision would not cover the police here, as you have described.
No, it would not cover the police.
And that takes us back to the answering affidavit of Major General Boysons, where he referred to the provision, to the Constitution and the Criminal Procedure Act,
That is so, Chairperson.
seeking to suggest, as he did, that the law does empower them to act in the manner they did. You remember when you spoke about that paragraph of his statement?
That is correct, Chairperson.
What do you say about that again?
Chairperson, it's generalization on the part of Major General Boyden, because when one looks specifically at the facts, it is clear that the police were not under any attack that had to be thwarted. Is it the right way? Yes. That had to be averted. The man was already restricted because he was handcuffed. So even if you would take whatever steps to bring the car to a standstill, it is two of them, and they would have had ample opportunity to restrain the man.
Yes, for the record, is that paragraph 5 of the answering affidavit at 1A dash 162, where he seems to rely on the Constitution and the Criminal Procedure Act. Just for the record. You may proceed, Counsel.
May I just make a follow-up to clarify some issues?
Mr. Mayema.
Advocate Maema.
My attention was just back to
Yeah.
paragraph 5.
Yeah.
My apologies, I was
No,
distracted.
that's fine.
I'm
That's
back.
That's okay. Thank you. You're back. Now, I just need to clarify the purpose of the series of questions that I have asked about the probable sitting position of the deceased. Now, that question is not meant to quarrel with the question whether the deceased could have attacked the police officers or not. Do you understand?
I follow, Chairperson.
The purpose is the sole purpose is just to establish as to whether can we conclude that the deceased was sitting on the left-hand side or more to the left-hand side or the center of the back seat or not. So that question is not meant to propagate for a suggestion that it was possible for the deceased to attack the police.
I follow. I follow, Chairperson. It's merely just to look at the sitting position.
That is correct.
Without-
that is the sole purpose. Yes.
Without taking one to the front.
Thank
just
you.
focusing on the rear seat.
Yes, thank
I
you.
follow, Chairperson. Thank
Right, thank you, Chair.
May I proceed, Councillor?
Thank you, Madam Chair. So I was still at... Yes. Thank you, Madam Chair. Thank you, Madam Chair. So we were still at 1A282, and it's relevant now in the light of the questions that were raised by the Chair around the parameters of Section 149 of Section 49 of the Criminal Procedure Act, subsection 2. This question about the execution of a captured suspect who is handcuffed and is unarmed. And look at that body of Mr. Mkiza, where it is plain that he is handcuffed. It's common cause he was unarmed.
you. That is correct.
And it's common cause that there were 2 armed policemen inside the vehicle, regardless of his sitting position.
That is correct.
How do you contextualize that in the light of the provisions of Section 49, subsection 2 of the Criminal Procedure Act?
Consider that he was handcuffed. Movement restraint. My Section 49, in my view, does not even come into picture because it is highly unlikely that a man restrained in the manner that he appears to be would attack or would initiate an attack against 2 armed Ketomena police.
Would Section 49 provide justification for this killing?
No, not at all.
Yes. And if it doesn't provide justification for this killing, what does that make of the killing?
It makes it unlawful, unjustifiable.
Therefore,
it's a criminal offense to kill somebody in a position of the deceased.
and the police could be charged with murder.
Perfectly.
Yes. Thank you. So that takes care of all of Mr. General Boyson's purported defenses of the 5 executed members of the KwaMaphumulo Taxi Association.
That is correct.
I want to move on then.
Before you, just to take that point to its logical conclusion, Council, does indeed then follows that, as you say, they ought to have been charged. Were
That is
they
correct.
not charged?
They ought to have been charged. We charged them, but those charges were,
They were charged.
yes.
That's the point that Council was saying, that
Yes.
it constitutes murder, then they ought to have been charged. I'm saying to you, were they not charged? They were charged.
They were charged, but the national director held the view that there was insufficient evidence to charge anyone.
No, Mr. Maima. That point about insufficient evidence has been dealt with thoroughly in these proceedings. The
Oh,
charge
yes.
against Mr. Chauke is that there was no evidence.
Oh, yes.
Now, could I then move to the next? Madam Chair,
Before you move,
Was there? What has happened to those charges? Have they been withdrawn? Was there a nolle prosequi by the NPA, if you know?
The NPA has decided not to charge anyone from any of these incidents.
You know, you've just told us that they were charged. Now
Yep.
the question is, were the charges either withdrawn or was there a nolle prosequi certificate in relation to those matters?
The charges were preferred by the prosecution team. The national director then in 2019 said, withdraw all of these charges. So the charges were withdrawn on the instructions of Advocate Shamila Batoy.
Now that the charges were withdrawn and this evidence seems to suggest that there was evidence
That is
to
correct.
proceed
Yes.
with the charges. In a situation like that, can the charges be reinstated?
The charges can be reinstated. It makes that decision to direct that the charges be withdrawn unjustifiable and unlawful.
Look, there are families who have lost their loved ones.
That is correct, Chairperson.
And up to now, they are still waiting
Still waiting for justice.
for justice to be dispensed. If the charges are to be reinstated because they are still lingering,
Yes, Chairperson.
they were merely withdrawn,
That is correct.
who should be reinstating those charges? At least in the light of this evidence, or who should consider reinstating the charges?
Chairperson, the ball is in the hand of the Director of Prosecutions, who is in charge of prosecutions in KZN. She is the one that should consider the evidence and reinstate these charges.
Remember, these are racketeering charges, if my recollection is correct.
Chairperson, when one looks at
wait a minute.
my apologies.
Yes, please. You remember the charges against Major General Boysens and others?
That is correct, Chairperson.
They are the poker charges.
21E and 21F.
Am I right?
That is correct, Chairperson.
Now, given the fact that those charges were withdrawn, and it appears that there is evidence for the charges to be reinstated, you say that the DPP KZN should then consider reinstating those charges. Did you say that?
Irrespective of the racketeering
No,
charges.
did you say that?
No, I was focusing on the predicate, the murder of Ndum Kize. Because the murder of Ndum Kize is a predicate offense, not a racketeering offense.
How do you separate that from the racketeering charges?
Chairperson, if the decision of Advocate Batoy would be correct to withdraw the racketeering charges, which I submit is not, then it would be, remember when she withdrew the racketeering charges, she then referred the predicate offenses to the local DPP in KZN to consider the predicate offenses. If her decision to withdraw the racketeering charges was correct, which I doubt, they are incorrect in my view, then the decision of the...
Repeat yourself, please.
if the decision of the national director to withdraw the racketeering charges, 21E and 21F, is correct, which I do not agree with, then the referral of the predicate offences, the killing of Mdu Mkize, to the DPP would then have to be reinstated by the DPP. But if one would consider the incorrectness of even the racketeering charges, then the NDPP would be functus officio. It would be for this commission then to direct that the charges be to direct the national director that the charges be, that reinstitution of the charges be considered. Yes. In the light of the assessment of the commission that there is evidence linking the accused persons.
Let's not go to whether the NDPP's decision is correct or not correct.
Yes, Chair.
These charges were framed under the facts flowing from the racketeering charges.
That is correct, Chair.
Hence my question, how do you then separate the predicate charges from the racketeering charges in these circumstances? Let's forget about whether the NDPP was correct or not correct. My question was, in those circumstances, this predicate offense of murdering or killing Mr. Mkize, if this charge was to be reinstated, who is supposed to reinstate those charges in the light of what I've said?
The national director, Chairperson.
The national director.
That is correct.
And as we speak now, the national director is Advocate Mutibi.
That is correct, Chairperson.
Yes, thank you.
Chair, I had can I proceed, given that we are 5 minutes into the tea break?
My sisters will ask you further questions. Maybe we should take a tea break now. Yes. Advocate Nkcukaitobi, we should all take a break.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Stretch our legs. Let's take a tea break for 30 minutes. Do we take a break for 30 minutes or 15 minutes? Will it be quick? Council? Council, you are standing up already. Are you rushing for tea? We have not stood up.
Madam Chair, I find from experience that when it says 15, it's usually about 25. So we might as well take 30.
Yes, thank you, Advocate Maema. You are still under oath, and we'll take a tea break. Advocate Maema for 30 minutes. Thank you. We adjourn.